Hello and welcome to another Vintage Cube Draft League. This is Oldmanpoole. This format sounds sweet, so I'm happy to jump into another one here. We have an incredible knack for opening up Power 9 cards. I think we're probably just gonna pick one of these here. I do like Sylvan Library quite a bit. Demonic Tutors, good in the right deck. Everything else is solid. I don't know if there's anything else that's quite on those level, but we'll take the Mox Pearl here. I'm still kind of looking to try and figure out how I can play like an Armageddon sort of deck. And fast mana is definitely an important part of that. What do we got here? A Boros Signet if we just wanted a ramp card, although it's not the most absurd. Chrome Mox kind of in the same vein. We could take Eureka and just try and go big. I think Eureka is pretty powerful. It's bad against some opposing decks though. Like if you're both in big green, sometimes your Eureka is just their benefit. I don't think there's anything that's just like nuts here. I mean, Rashadan Port's pretty solid. We could just take that because it's a fine land. I think I might take Boros Signet. Is that just insane? That might just be insane. Yeah, it might though. I don't know, we could take Eureka. It's maybe the highest upside. I think Boros Signet's most likely to make our deck just because it'll be a happy addition to just about anything. Sure. Some solid stuff here. I do like Geist of St. Traft. It's a pretty good threat. It's often pretty hard for your opponent to interact with. Can work well with the various swords. Just mitigates the disadvantage of having to equip a sword because a lot of the time your opponent can't actually like kill it in response or really interact. It's also Ancestral Vision here, which is solid but kind of slow. Necropotence. I'm tempted by the Geist, certainly. Doesn't fit incredibly well with our first couple of cards, but not terrible either. Sheoldred's very, very good in Reanimator strategies. Angel Serenity is worse, but playable. Do I like Geist better than Ancestral Vision? Ancestral Vision is just kind of slow. It's very good in your opening hand, certainly. I think I might take Geist. Maybe we'll grab a whole bunch of swords and run over our opponents here. Okay. Tezzeret the Seeker is fine, but you want a good number of artifacts for it. Tanglewire I'm also a special place in my heart for. I think we're just going to take Floodstrand here, though. I do want to pick up powerful lands early on, and I think that the fetch lands are about as good as they get. Show and Tell, I guess, would go along with Eureka if that came around. Again, I'm not sure. I don't know, our first card's kind of refitting with that. Don't love Pack Rat. Ultimate Price is fine. Path of Exile's a little bit awkward. The mana is frequently relevant, but not terrible either. Could just take Tezzeret if we're going to try and go into an artifact theme. He's pretty good. It's not bad on his own. I do like having some amount of removal, but I mean, Ultimate Price is fine. Path of Exile. It is nice that it's truly a catch-all, but in the times the land's relevant, it's pretty painful. I think I might just take Tezzeret. Okay, we could take Mirroring Crusader to go along with our Geist, maybe, and just try and pick up, like, Jitte and swords and the like. We could also take Pestermite, and maybe try and sidle into a Splinter Twin-esque deck. I think I'm tempted to just take Mirroring Crusader. I haven't really tried doing this deck. I have been destroyed by it a couple of times. So it might be kind of sweet. I don't think Mirroring Crusader is a particularly high pick. We don't actually have any payoffs for it yet, but there's the Jitte. Okay. Take that, and yeah. Go all in on our kill our opponent quickly with fairly resilient threats and powerful weapons. Probably fairly likely the sword wheels for us. Recruiter of the Guard's probably pretty good here too. Finds Mirroring Crusader and Geist. Other stuff here, Incinerate, I guess we kind of have a splashing beginning for. I think I like this one best. Certainly not positive we're playing Tezzeret, although I guess it doesn't work terribly with our equipments. I could take Wandering Fumarole. We're not necessarily heavy in, or I could also take Botanical Sanctum, although I think the Fumarole's probably better. We're not real heavy into red, but we could be. Wall of Omens I don't think is what this deck really wants to be doing. Could take the Kasali Pride Mage. Let's go with that. I think you might take the Fumarole here. I don't think anything else is super exciting, so when in doubt, pick up some lands. Wrath of Gods, exactly not what you want. if we want Thalia. Or we just have our Schadenport. This is kind of nice, even though we've got a couple of kind of heavy mana priorities, because if we get one of these out, it can slow down our opponent. I think Thalia, even though we're kind of creature-based, is going to be maybe not the best still. Silverblade Paladin, I guess, is okay. Ideally, we have more cards that have a little bit of a defensive bent. Could take Voice of Resurgence. We end up in green, I guess that's okay. I don't really like Silverblade Paladin. Okay, Tangle Wire. Probably okay too. I think we're realistically just trying to force my opponent to play as little as possible. Yeah. And if he's trying to go bigger, Tangle Wire does a pretty good job of causing problems there. So we can take Concealed Courtyard or Banisher Priest. I like the Courtyard. I guess maybe we need some removal. Not necessarily in black. I don't think Tezzeret's likely to make our cut here. Maybe Boros Charm, I guess? Sure. Again, not sure that'll make our main deck. And actually, I like having Selfless Spirit here. Defends a lot of our other cards. Carries a sword as well as anything else. It is worth noting, I think it was Sword of Fire and Ice that we passed. Did not come back. Ooh. Well, that's definitely a reason to stick into blue. Actually a pretty good pack. I like Wormcoil Engine, I like Elspeth. Bribery is just wins games though. I think we've got to pick that up here. It's got to be one of the best cards, even though it's not super synergistic with what we're doing. I think we are going to be blue-white. We're not really sure on another color, if there will be another color, but okay. Polluted Delta is pretty solid. Gideon Jura is fine, so is Elspeth. Ramaz, definitely don't hate. Very efficient card, certainly. Sword is pretty good. I probably won't, I guess, wheel. The first one didn't. There's a lot of good options here, though. Like, Polluted Delta is definitely tempting. So is Bramaz. I think it's likely Bramaz wheels. Most of the time I think he does. Sword might, too. I might just want Sword, though. I don't know. The land is awfully nice. I might just take land here. I'm not sure that was correct, but that's what we're going with. Okay, we have Dismember as an option. Also have Marsh Flats, Strip Mine. Again, we could just take Strip Mine and really just kind of try and keep our opponent from getting anywhere. Don't hate Unexpectedly Absent. Like I said, don't hate Marsh Flats. And Dismember's fine too. I don't like taking Strip Mine. I've never actually played like this variety of decks, so I'm not confident that we're really playing it the best we could, certainly, but okay. Control Magic's powerful, certainly. Says Hero of Blade Hold. So's Mishra's Factory. We've only picked up, I guess, one equipment that we really need to be playing here. So that does definitely make Mishra's Factory a little bit less exciting, although the card is good. Might just take Control Magic here. Hero Blade Hold is pretty solid. Does end the game pretty quick when it resolves. The Control Magic just steals a lot of really good stuff. Porcelain Legionnaire's fine. I guess Mother of Runes is probably kind of what we want in this deck. Again, we just need to come down early and try and keep our opponent from disrupting a kind of an aggressive game plan. Sure, let's take Mother of Runes here. Fiend Hunter's fine. Don't really love Archangel of Thune. I think it's kind of expensive and kind of win more. Let's see. This is the reanimation one. A lot of these black like devil cards, I kind of mix up which is which. Spear of Heliod. I don't think that the buff is really all that exciting. Like Fiend Hunter. Okay, Sword of War and Peace is what we want. Ravages of War is kind of sweet, although we haven't picked up tons and tons of cards for it. And Sword of War and Peace is one of the more premier swords, so I think we'll pick it up here. Alright, in this pack, we have, I guess, Vryn Wingmare, which is kind of a worse Thalia. Brainstorm, which is, I guess we have two fetches, but not not fantastic. Don't like Day of Judgment. Duplicant's kind of expensive. Olivia's gonna be hard to play. I don't really know here. I guess we could take Dissenter's Deliverance, maybe. I think I'm gonna take Brainstorm, although I'm not real likely, or not real confident that's gonna end up making the deck. Kitchen Finks is good against us. Song of the Dryads, I guess we could take if we thought we were gonna be green. I think we are definitely veering towards a blue-white here. I really do like Elspeth. She's awfully expensive. I'm sad that she's coming around this late. I think I'll probably pick her over everything else here, but... Okay, Brahmalis came back and so did the Sword. There is definitely a danger of having too many of these effects. I think all the swords are in the cube, though. So this will be the third of 5 that we've seen. Protection from white and black is one of the better protections, but the effect is fairly weak. Moz is kind of powerful. Kind of tempted just to take him. I don't know. Maybe we won. A good number of swords, though, too. Yeah, I like Unexpectedly Absent. I like Dismember better. Probably not if we're in heavy white. I think this will probably make the cut. Now, Heroes and Mishra's Factory both came back. I'm a little bit more tempted to take the Mishra's Factory now that we have some signets. This is nice because it gives us something to do late game. Our mana actually isn't too difficult right now, I don't think. Okay, Porcelain Legionnaire might make the cut. Probably will. Guess Spear's probably better. Don't think it's real likely we play either. Okay, Ravages of War actually did come back, so if we get some more fast fixing, maybe we'd play it. Ooh. Mox Sapphire is super good. Or it's even in one of our colors. We're gonna have 2 on-color Moxen. It's pretty solid. Other cards of note. Raphaelos is obviously super good. Gideon's solid. Duretti's good in the right deck. But yeah, Moxen's just what we want. Okay, I'm gonna try and pick up lands a little bit more aggressively here, but I think we're already doing okay on the deck. Soldier of the Pantheon, I guess is cheap. Are we that aggressive? We might be. Sacred Foundry means that Floodstrand could get it. Are we gonna play Boros Charm? Probably not. Pentat Prism's not real exciting. Yeah, I don't really love most of these. I guess we should take Anguished Unmaking. We have a pretty nice slide into black. I'm not real confident on this pick. Could do Parallax Wave. Don't have a whole lot of things that we care about when they enter the battlefield. I guess Recruiter of the Guard. But we could remove our opponent's stuff. That doesn't feel real good. I'm gonna take the Making here. Ooh. Mind Twist is good, so is Time Twister. So is Grim Monolith. So is Manifold. This is a pretty good pack. Interesting. I guess Grim Monolith is more or less strictly better, or sorry, Manifold is more or less strictly better than Grim Monolith. They're both pretty good, but they both add 3. This one costs 1 less. Neither of them untapped. I guess this one does damage to you, but that's tempting. Mind Twist is good, but I don't know if we have tons of acceleration for it. It does really disrupt your opponent. I think it's pretty solid. Also, Time Twister, we have the potential to like get through our deck pretty fast, but okay, there's another Armageddon. So I think actually, yeah, let's take Armageddon, Ravages of War. I guess if we see any more of these like fast mana things, we'll go for it for sure. But the plan is to deploy a threat, blow up the world, and kill our opponent before they can really recover. Ooh, Stoneforge Mystic, super good for us here. Goes and gets one of our pretty good swords, and can then put it onto the battlefield potentially. Although I guess we're not gaining like tons of value. I guess maybe a mana's worth. Yeah, Stoneforge Mystic is a great value card for us here. Okay, so I think we're not playing any of these off-color things. We may be playing like Anguished Unmaking or something. Winter Orb's a little interesting. I guess it goes along with those. We have 4 fast mana effects. I think actually we want Hallowed Fountains more. I've been sort of waiting to find a fixing card, but this lets both the Polluted Delta and Flood Strand find all of our mana. That's pretty nice. Or I guess, except for black, if we are playing black. Vidalcan Shackles is powerful. I think we're going to be higher on white, probably close to mono white even. Ooh, Batter Skull is pretty good too. Do we have enough creatures at this point? Or if we don't. If we have too many powerful equipments and not enough creatures to go along with them. Yeah, that's the danger, I suppose. Let's take Batter Skull though. Spectral Procession is probably pretty solid here. We're pretty close to mono white. Lodestone Golems, probably. It's one of the best things to like ramp into off Mana Vault because it can just win the game on the spot like that. But it does slow kind of the rest of our deck down as well. I would play Murderous Cut, but Spectral Procession, it's a lot of spirits they have to deal with that can carry swords and the like. Gideon's probably pretty good. Vindicate's also probably pretty good. I think I'm happy having Gideon here though. It's another potential token maker to carry swords for us. Parallax Wave. I really just don't know what this card is, really. Let's take Soldier of the Pantheon. We're already playing a deck that I'm not incredibly comfortable with. Honor of the Pure. We just don't have that many white creatures. I don't think that card's that good. I don't think Relic Warden's probably at its best here, though. Timely Reinforcements. Hopefully we're going to be on the beatdowns. That's not very likely to save us. I don't think anything else here is real exciting. I guess Tassiger, maybe. It's better than the Wildwood. Not sure we're playing either of these. What? Tolarian Academy can't come around this late. True tragedy. Okay, Disenchant is actually a really good sideboard card to get that late. Okay, well... Okay, so... I mean... I'm not real confident on like how competitive this build deck will be, but I think as far as this variety of deck, we've probably done about as well as we can. Let's get rid of Sun Titan. I'm not sure... I think I probably am going to play pretty much all of these. Gonna play our fast mana to go along with our Armageddons. Where'd they go? Oh, they're not main deck. That's kind of funny. Not really sure why I put them into a sideboard. As a side effect, that's actually super cool. Look at that background for the spear. Really gorgeous. Disenchant actually might be good enough to main deck. I think mostly we want to cut our curve down though. It means probably Elspeth. Well, Elspeth's so good though. This is kind of a 3-drop. At least hopefully it's going to be a 3-drop. You could play close to mono white, but just not play control magic. I think Bribery is probably too good to not play. We maybe don't need Anguished Unmaking all the time. I think Tangle Wire is pretty good too. It just slows your opponent down so much. Just don't really know what to cut. Kind of like our creatures. I guess Soldier of the Pantheon's probably pretty low impact. Sometimes they can't kill it. It does carry a sword. Batter Skull, we just have so many. Batter Skull's nice because actually, if the game goes long enough, you don't need someone to carry it. Like, you can keep making germs if you really needed to. I think that the plan that includes Armageddon and Ravages of War and like a little bit of fast mana, but not even miles of it, means that like Elspeth's just is not going to be the best in this deck. And maybe even Bribery should be cut too. That feels kind of crazy to me, but it might be hard. If we're going to Armageddon effectively, getting double blue might be a pain sometimes. It's just a shame because I think this card is probably one of the best. Maybe we'll sideboard it in. We want Batter Skull. Batter Skull's 5. Potentially Stormforged Mystic puts on the battlefield. It is kind of expensive though. Again, I think we're trying to dump our hand and not be burned out by our Armageddon and Ravages. So maybe these 3 swords are just good enough as they are. I do think playing 24 lands or 16 lands is fine, and maybe we even want less, given that these 2 are kind of lands. I want to have lots and lots of white sources, which I don't think is going to be a huge problem here. Like, we've got lots of double white, but I think we'll be able to cast everything. Did I not pick up Burmaz? I can't remember what I took over. I think the sword, which is maybe correct. Maybe I'll take Batterskull. Add Batterskull to the deck and play this with 15 lands. Playing Strip Mine, Rishadan Port, Polluted Delta, Mishra's Factory, Hollowed Fountain, Flooded Strand. Although I guess the only blue we're playing is Geist, but I guess these are kind of free to play too. I do think Geist is definitely too good to cut. For the rest of that can just be white sources. I think I'm okay with this. Okay, let's add in 9, and we just want 8 and 1. Do we want one more blue source? I guess that saves us in case the Hollowed Fountain gets like exiled or milled or something. And that still gives us 11 white sources. I guess 12. I guess Mox Pearl also counts. I think I'm just actually gonna... Alright, so again, I'm not really sure if this deck is like really gonna end up being that competitive, but I think as far as variations on kind of a white aggressive beatdown deck goes, this has got to be one of the best. Okay, well, I will see you guys for match 1.